ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
අවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Some see a myriad of possibilities ready to break out in glory. The choice of every Sri Lankan. No limit.
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සුරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසායි ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සුරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් ඒ වගේම ඉස්සුරි වලින් නිදහස් ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සුරි zero කරයි ලෝවාංක 1 මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
අවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Energetic and daring, some see the world in vibrant shades. The choice of every Sri Lankan. No limit.
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සුරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසායි ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සුරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් ඒ වගේම ඉස්සුරි වලින් නිදහස් ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සුරි zero කරයි ලෝවාංක 1 මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ
Technique, tactics, attack, defense, pattern. Back to the board, the rugby analysis.
We don't make this stuff up here. You're watching the best researched in-depth analysis on Schools Rugby 2018. You're on ThePapare.com. Welcome to the breakdown.
papare.com කරපු සංකල්පය ලංකාවේ ක්‍රීඩක ක්‍රීඩිකාවන්ට ඉතාම ධෛර්යයක්. ඔවුන්ගේ අදහස් ක්‍රීඩා තොරතුරු ඊට අමතරව ශ්‍රී ලංකිකෙක් වශයෙන් මට ආඩම්බර විය හැකි මේ අලුත් සංකල්ප ක්‍රීඩා ලෝකයට ගෙනීම ගැන මම ඇත්තටම ThePapare.com එකට ස්තුතිවන්ත.
මුලින්ම තියෙන්න ඕනේ සහයෝගය එළියේ ඉන්න උන්ට ඇතුළට එන්න දෙන්න ඕනි. හරි ඒ කියන්නේ දක්ෂතාවයක් නැත්නම් එයා එළියට දාලා තව ටිකක් ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරලා ඇතුළට ගන්න ඕනි.
සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ස්පෝර්ට්ස් පැත්ත දන්න මිනිස්සු දන්නවා ඉතින් කොහොමද ඒගොල්ලෝ කැපවීම කරන්න කියලා විහිළුවා.
දක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩකයෝ හිටියා. එනකොට ආගත්තේ කුලල් කාගත්තේ නැහැ. ඒ කාලේ හොඳට තිබුණා මේ ක්‍රිකට් ගැන අපටත් අවබෝධයක්.
තරගවාර එකක් දෙකක් පරදිනකොට හුඟක් මානසිකත්වයෙන් පල්ලයට වැටෙනවා. ඒ වෙනකොට ප්‍රවීණ ක්‍රීඩකයෝ හිටියොත් කාර්යය අපිට පුළුවන් අපේ ටීම් එකේ මානසිකත්වයෙන් මේ නංවන්න.
ක්‍රීඩකයොත් එක්ක සාකච්ඡා කරලා නායකත්වයට සුදුසුතා කවුද කියන එක තෝරාගත යුතු කියන එක තමයි මගේ හැඟීම.
ක්‍රීඩකයෙක්ගේ එක මැච් එකක් ලොස් වුණා කියලා ඉතින් එයා ලොස්මයි කියන්නත් බෑ. හුඟක්ම යන්නේ එක දේශපාලනයත්. ඒ කියන්නේ දේශපාලනේ ක්‍රිකට් වලට නම් වැඩි.
හොඳම දේ තමයි දේශපාලඥයෝ සහ පරිපාලකයෝ උන්ගේ කාර්යය කරලා ක්‍රීඩකයෝ ක්‍රීඩකයන්ගේ කාර්යය කරනවා නම් මේක මීට වඩා වෙනස් වෙනවා. ලංකාවේ ක්‍රිකට් ඉස්සරහට යන්න පුළුවන් කියලා හිතනවා.
Sanzoga's going in for the try, and it's a try.
There's nothing like playing for college, there's nothing like playing for school, because the memories, the brotherhoods, the fraternities you make at school is like no other. Like you won't get it anywhere else, because mainly because that is, you just play rugby for the glory of the college and for the brotherhood. I mean, you're just playing for the person right next to you, for your friend.
The players, who was beside me, and my coaches and principal, everybody was helping me out to somehow play the game. And
අපි මුලින්ම 2013 පොඩි drop එකක් තිබ්බ league එකේ. ඒකෙන් අපි ඒක පාඩමක් ඉගෙනගෙන අපි 2014 හොඳට train කරලා අපි season එකට මුණ දෙන්න මුලින්ම first match එකට ගියා Royal. ඒ match එක අපිට ගොඩක් tough වුණා ඒ match එක.
During the season, even the fans, they played a really big role for us to achieve what we did, mainly because they were behind us and supporting us throughout all the games.
Lifting that trophy up for all, I think the first time in Wesley's history in 50 something years, so that was the best moment in my rugby career.
Looking back at my last season in 2015, we learned a lot as a team, and through a lot of dedication and hard work, we can achieve a lot.
Embrace and treasure every moment, because once you leave school, there's no other feeling that can beat the fact when you represent your school. Even if you train or play for club, school, representing your school with that much passion and that much support behind you is just, there's no words I can say that can explain the feeling.
ශ්‍රී ලංකා රග්බි පිටියේ සතිපතා සිද්ධ වෙන දේවල් දැනගන්න කැමතිද?
රග්බි පිටිය සෑම අඟහරුවාදා දිනකම ඔබ වෙත.
Huge amount of cricket fans out there. They look at things in so much detail. They demand detail much more than we have a video analyst for us. Incredible. These guys want even more detail when it comes to reading about the game and understanding. So I think ThePapare.com provides all of that beautifully. So congratulations and well done to ThePapare.com, because for people like me and for millions of other cricket fans around the world.
And Lantra has some pace. He's going to go straight outside. He's going to go all the way.
This is Harry Bandara. Runs around. What a brilliant drive.
Draws and passes. Beautifully done. Joseph's going in for the try, and it's a try.
Hello and a very good afternoon to all our viewers. Welcome to Single Schools Rugby League 2018, and this is second round action. We just witnessed an enthralling game yesterday between Wesley College versus St. Joseph's, and today here from Royal Complex it's going to be Zahira College versus the home team Royal College, who are hot favourites to win the league after they convincingly beat Trinity College in both the legs. And also today there is another game we are bringing you live on your number one sports hub from Pallekali, actually, Trinity College versus St. Peter's College, and that's going to be another interesting game as well. Also tomorrow we are bringing you Kingswood versus Isipathana from Nithavala grounds. And also the weather is pretty nice here. Joining me today, Abdullah Yusuf, former Royal College captain himself. Abdullah, good win at Bradby, and it looks like you all are hot favourites to win the league as well, Abdullah.
Yes, very much so, Sabir. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, Royal, I think from their point of view, will probably be looking at it as half the job done as far as the season is concerned. They played extremely well in both legs of the Bradby Shield to emerge victorious. But I'm sure they realize that they have a much tougher task ahead. This game against Zahira, which will be followed by Wesley, Isipathana and St. Peter's. So from Royal's point of view, everything to play for. And I'm sure today Coach Dushant Loke has made some changes in the team. We'll bring that to you in a short while. He's probably rested a few of his key players and trying to give a few of the youngsters a bit of a run. Zahira, on their part, I think as far as they're concerned, they probably achieved what they came out at the start of the season, which is to try and remain in the A division, and they have done that extremely well. For the second consecutive year, they have managed to come in the top 8 and will once again be in the A division during the 2019 season. So for them, it's just a matter of playing for pride. They probably realize that they will be facing an uphill task against this Royal outfit, but I've very little doubt that they'll come all out to give them a good run for their money today.
Absolutely, Abdullah. 30 Celsius degrees out in the middle, and it's pretty hot during the afternoon. We are expecting some showers later on. And let's have a look at the replay. In fact, some of the highlights of this Single Schools Rugby League. Isipathana versus St. Peter's. And that's a close game for St. Peter's. Final minute try sealing their victory. At 25th minute, St. Peter's led 8 points to 6. And they also have a pretty decent forwards and the backs. Of course, their highest point scorer from them. And Isipatana's Anjula, the number 8, made a lovely break, and he's such a strong ball carrier. And their wing three quarter scoring that try, and Isipatana, however, fell short in that game. You can see the jubilant faces of St. Peter's. And then Wesley versus Dharmaraja. This is last weekend, and Rajans gave a pretty hard time for Wesleyites. At one point, it was 18 points to 15 in favor of Wesley, and somehow they won in that second half battle. And then DS Senanayaka versus Zahira. This is the turning point. Which team could have come into that cup segment and plate segment? DS quite unlucky, I should say. Most of the matches they lost a very close margin. The game against Wesley just 5 points to 0, and Zahira coming back strong in this game to make that final ditch victory. And then the very first game of the season, Royal versus Kingswood at the same venue. And Kingswood look like they are not a team to play that 70 minutes, but since after this game they were quite amazing in terms of their talent. Royal winning 29 points to 3 rather. Probably one of the improved team is Kingswood without a doubt. And St. Joseph's versus Royal. It's another interesting game. Lots of expectations, might consider it as the potential finalists. Let's have a look at the Royal College team card. Himanta Irushan, Kavinda, Indora Bimsara, Fadil Adan, Devin Aditya, Kevin Samarasekara, Malisha Madhubevan, one of the finest flankers in this game, and Risit Fernando playing at number 8. Falil and Nandila combining in that halfback role, and also Pasindu Fernando in the left wing. Tulay Bhasan and Janindu Dilshan, probably best centre combination in the single schools rugby league. Yasis Rashmika and Malisha Pereira at the full back. And for replacement for Royal, Dilshan Jaya, Farid, Siat, Samaranayaka, De Silva, Gunaratna, Sabit Feroz, the skipper, coming off the bench, and Dulan Gunawardana will be the replacement. And let's have a look at the Zahira team card. Nasar, Mohammad, Amjad Fahmi in the front row, Mohammad and Shalik in the lock combination, Mohammad Tajuddin and skipper Mohammad Deen in the number 8 position, Shamir and Midin in the halfback combination, Shoaib in the left wing, Yusuf and Samsuddin will be the centre, Mohammad and Buso will be the rest for the starting 15, and in the bench or the replacement, Fazlat Fahmi, Aslam, Alauddin, Zakaria, Mohammad, Ashraf, Namiz, Ramiz Ahmad and Anas Din will be the finishers for Zahira College and Shamli Nawaz team. Like you said, Abdullah, you're right, Dushant Leuke certainly can be proud. He won the Bradby as well as won as a coach, so he's the first to do.
Yeah, that's right. It's a great achievement from his personal point of view, but no doubt that he will want to go one step further and try and annex that league title which Royal won last year as well. They will be up, there's no doubt that they're going to face some stiff resistance from this Zahira team, but I think if they just show patience and just stick to their game plan, then I'm sure they'll be able to come out on top.
Absolutely. Here's the match official, Priya Suranga in charge in the middle, and Dinka Peri, the experience, will assist along with Ranjit Kumara. And last year also Royal ran riot in that rain hit clash back in Maradana. You would remember how we did the commentary, Abdullah?
Yes, one of those unforgettable moments under a tent down in Maradana, but all part of the experience, Sabir. As we get ready to kick off, Zahira will be kicking off. They'll be facing the sun in this first half. Interesting to see whether Royal will be able to capitalize on that.
So all set, says referee Priya Suranga. Here's the whistle and here's the start. Sending it deep this time around by the centre Minhaj. And Royal playing it safe inside the red zone just to kick it out. Come out of jail early on, showing some respect. We saw yesterday Wesley attacking inside their 22 and all the forwards running like a bullet and scored 2 good tries. At one point they were leading. St. Joseph's came back strongly. And here's the first line out, one of the Royals' extremely strong weapons, especially in the opposite 22. But this time it was Zahira's throw, and it was stolen. Great job by Siat. Well, Royal conceding the very first penalty. What would be the call, Abdullah?
Well, I'm not sure of the strength of the Zahira place kicker, but if they have a good place kicker in their ranks, I think they should definitely go for the 3, but looks like they have decided against it. They'll be going for touch. And he's fluffed that. Now, these are the kind of mistakes which Zahira just cannot afford, Sabir. Position is going to be very vital for them. If they keep turning position over like this against this Royal College team, they will make them pay.
Well, Zahira maybe tried to give some Royals medicine, but it didn't go well. As Minhaj found the touch in goal area. So it's going to be a 22 restart. And it looks like Janidu Dilshan, who's got a long boot. And he delivers, as we mentioned. Buso to put the kick back to Royal territory. Another kick and chase by Dilshan. Well collected by Buso. And he's pretty much isolated. Could have been a turnover. In fact, it is a turnover. Brilliant stuff by Royal. And pick and go by number 7, Malisha Madhumewan. Here's Royal, Tulay Basan with his first touch. Can he go all the way? Tulay Basan into the red zone, 5 meters away. And the try is being scored, is it?
It's a wonderful attack by Royal. Started off by that brilliant turnover by Janidu Dilshan. It just shows Royal how clinical they can be when they have possession on the go against the run of play, absolutely. And these are the kind of mistakes Zahira will need to avoid. Otherwise, it's going to be a long day for them in this game.
Early on, Royal, it was not, in fact, the momentum is not with them, but simply turned it over in favor of them. This is how champion teams do. If you give one chance, they will take it.
Yes, again, wonderful bit of work by Janindu at the start. At the breakdown, he managed to turn possession over. The Royal forwards were there in numbers to clear the ball and spread it out. And Tuleb Hassan finding a gaping hole in that Zahirian defense and managing to go over for the first score.
Fullback Malisha Pereira with the conversion, and that's a peach of a kick from a long range and a wide angle, almost 40 meters.
Yes, Malisha is coming to this game instead of Dulan Gunawardana and showing his ability to, with the boot on that occasion, very important as the season progresses. As we have a look at that replay once again, Tuleb finding that gaping hole and going over. So Royal just trying out Malisha in this game. I'm sure his kicking game will be very useful if he can suit himself well at that fullback position. So Royal just looking for that backup kicker to Dulan, who also has been quite consistent this season.
Here's Minhaj Samsudin with the restart. That's a pretty decent kick. And where's the defense this time? And on the attack, Royal once again. That quite uncharacteristic this time. Dilshan sending out wide. In fact, playing offside after that knock-on. Rightly so, referee Priya Suranga awarding a penalty. I think Zahira should focus on some points, Abdullah.
Yeah, that's right. Very sensibly deciding to go to the post.
Should have done the same in the very first penalty. Early points is quite vital.
Yes, of course, that previous penalty they got the angle was much more acute, so you couldn't quite blame them for not going for the post. But this, I think, is much more kickable. So probably that's the reason why they decided to go for the points.
Here's Minhaj Samsudin with the kick, and it's a terrible kick this time. And Janidu Dilshan puts it deep. Buso to claim the ball. And that's a knock-on, says referee Priya Suranga. So referee just giving a warning for that tackle.
Yeah, I think what helped him probably get away with, he safely landed the player. He didn't try to tip him or put him out. But again, Zahira just committing some elementary errors here. You probably could sense the nerves in this team. They're up against probably the title favorites. You could just sense that they're very, very nervous. So hopefully as the game goes down, they will settle down a bit, because if they continue to commit these kind of errors, Royal will definitely punish them.
7 points to nil in favor of Royal. Here's another scrum. It's going a bit angle. Oh, lovely step by the number 10. And there comes almost the Royal second try. And the support just arrives on time. And the Royal player almost inches short. In fact, conceding a penalty, holding on, says the referee. Well, interesting call. Wonder whether we can have a replay of that, Abdullah, but it's almost another 5 point on the card.
It's good work by Zahira in defense, pouncing on that loose ball. Probably Malaysia could have made that final pass to the wing three-quarter, who was open, but decided to go through by himself and probably isolated himself. So good work by Zahira, but I think they need to be much more clinical in how they go about their business. The first line out, Royal managed to steal it. They've got another opportunity to make some amends, and line out is such a vital part of rugby. It's a very strong suit of Royals, as you mentioned earlier, Sabir, but it's important that Zahira get that part right.
And finally, a good line out just outside the 22. And here comes Zahira number 8, the skipper Mohammed Dean. And first time Zahira on the attack. And not finding the timing of that kick. Good time tackle by the Royal player on that scrum, but must mention that early on the fly halves break, Kalinda Nandika went like a knife through the butter on that occasion, but Zahira still with position, knocks it on this time around. It's Royal who has position. Try scorer Tuleb Hassan once again going in charge. Ball comes loose, referee still playing advantage. Royal playing with so much confidence and patience. Another pick can go. Bimsara, the man this time. Ball comes loose.
Yes, that's some good work by Zahira. They competed well at the breakdown. That time Royal slightly isolated, not something that you see very often. But fortunately for Royal's sake, I think there was a knock-on which the referee was playing advantage. So another great attacking opportunity for Royal. I'm sure guys like Tuleb and Janind will be looking at an opportunity to try and make some inroads and put some pressure on this Zahira defense.
And also I want to ask you, Abdullah, Zahira, Isipatan, all are so good in terms of their football playing as a football playing schools, but still sometimes they don't really find a proper kicker. Something like France couldn't find a proper number 10 or a 15.
Yes, it's an interesting one really, Sabir, because I mean Zahira well known for their football prowess in schools arena, but as you said, they seem to be struggling with a place kicker, which is a bit surprising, but probably maybe Coach Shamli Nawaz can look at the football team and try and pick a player or two to do the job for him.
I'm sure there are a few footballers here. We'll ask from Yusra Nanta later on. That's Royal trying to work that decoy running, but it didn't go well. However, still with position. Attacking from both the sides. Here's the try scorer, Tuleb Hassan. Beats one, and a lovely offload to Janidul Dilshan. And he sends it out to Malaysia Pereira, the fullback, who made a peach of a conversion early on after the first try. Here's Royal. Fadil Adan going into contact. Look at the numbers. Look at the support play. And the scrum half sending out wide, Mubin Falil. 2-on-1 situation, just a draw and pass, and you don't see the skipper starting in the far corner. He's coming off the bench, Sabit Feroz. Again using the shorter side, not many numbers this time. Good tackle. Zahira doing their defense so far so good. Made 2 vital turnovers in that red zone. Mubin Falil sending it to the first receiver. Kalind waiting outside. As he receives, again doing that angle, giving it a lovely pass to Malaysia. Turnover. Once again, poor decision. He's trying to run with the ball. Should have kicked it out. And that's a line out. Royal can take it quickly. They did so, but referee Suranga is not so keen on that, Abdullah.
I think probably the ball would have struck someone from the stands. That's why then the ball becomes dead. So you cannot take a quick line out throw. But from Zahira's point of view, that's the second turnover they have done over the last 5 minutes or so. So they seem to be very intent on trying and falling on whatever loophole Royal is able to expose in terms of the breakdown. Royal just probably need to show a bit more patience, probably trying to do a bit too much, a bit too early. If they can just get Zahira into a physical contest earlier on, I'm sure they'll be able to reap the benefits of that later.
Here we go, Royal with a line out in the red zone. Always a very threatening battle, but looks like a penalty for Royal College. I'm not sure what is that call for, Abdullah.
I think the Zahira defensive line advanced before the ball reached the line out inside the 10 meters, and I think that's why they were penalized.
Adan just inches away. And referee is in the other side. And it's try. Not sure who scored the try. Looks like number 6 who scored that try. It's Rashid Fernando. In fact, number 4. It's Kevin Samarasekara, the lock forward who scored that try. He's although he's wearing number 4, he's playing in the flank. It's not so tall. Using his lower center of gravity, it's too easy to score a try, especially just inches away.
Yes, very good body position by the Royal forwards. That's something which they are very good at. They keep their posture, they keep their alignment right whenever they go into contact. And that was probably one too many of questions asked from the Zahira defense so close to their line. So Royal with that second try extending their points tally to 12 points with the conversion to come from Malaysia.
And here's Malaysia. It curls in, beautiful. 2 out of 2 for Malaysia. So Royal leading 14 points to nil in this Single Schools Rugby League second round action. We are bringing you live pictures from Royal Complex, and you're watching on your number 1 sports hub, www.thepapare.com. And Royal, after winning the Bradby and still unbeaten, and everyone expect that it's going to be a clash between Royal versus St. Peter's. Could be the decider. We never know. We have to wait another 3 more weeks for that. Here's that replay. It's not really clear, but the referee, he's right in front. So here's the restart from Minhaj, puts it in. It was claimed by Royal, passing to Fernando. Here's the danger man, Himanta Hirushan, playing on his 3rd year, if I'm not mistaken. Such a mobile prop forward. Royal again sending out wide and conceding a penalty, Abdullah.
Once again, very good work by Zahira. Royal just cannot afford to be off the pace at any breakdown, because that's probably the 3rd turnover which Zahira has managed to inject against this Royal team. Not something that happens very often. Royal always ensure that they have adequate support players at the breakdown, but it's something which Zahira have managed to exploit. Now they just need to try and get this ball into the 22 and just try and launch another attack. And that's a good clearance kick. Notice in that last game, which we commented at Sabir down in Maradana, Zahira did employ the rolling maul or the driving maul extremely well. It'll be a test for them to try and do it against this Royal pack, which seems to be a bit heavier than them. But if they can get a bit of forward momentum, they can cause a bit of problems for the Royal defence maul.
Indeed, Coach Shamli Nawaz, of course, former flanker of CRNFC and the national team. And it's a turnover as we speak. And Royal try scorer marching forward, Samarasekara. Offside, a penalty advantage coming. And here's Himanta Hirushan. We saw him running few occasions in previous games, and can he go all the way just on the 5 meter? So much talent, so much pace as for a top forward. Samarasekara cuts inside, meter shot for Royal. Here's Kalinda sending out Janitha Dilshan, too easy, not playing so selfish, giving it to his right. And I think it's Malisha Pereira who scored that try.
Yes, once again that started off with that lost line out from Zahira Sabir. That's probably the third line out which they have lost. If they continue doing that, Royal are going to make them pay the whole day. But again, Royal showing how dangerous they are. The forwards and three quarters combining brilliantly on that occasion. Manage finding the holes in the Zahira defense. They're very good when it comes to the counter attack. And again, Hirushan with that brilliant break. A quick recycle ball, and Royal had numbers out wide. Janindu in two minds actually whether to pass or to score. Eventually decided to pass, and Malisha putting the finishing touches through that wonderful move.
Yeah, Dilshan not playing selfish. Referee Priya Suranga, you have to move, sir. And here's Pereira. Can he claim the hat-trick of conversion? Certainly is a kickable distance. As the commentator's curse goes to him, he misses the third conversion, so it's going to be 19 points to nil. Here's that replay, here's that break. Hirushan in the shorter side. No one is marking him. We saw how well he played in the Bradby and also entire first round. And here's that work how in the sending into Dilshan. He could have scored by himself, but just giving it to Malisha onto his right. And the weather, it's pretty cool out in the middle. We can see some dark clouds coming in. It was 30 Celsius at the kickoff. It was very hot and humid. Minhaj Samsudin to take the restart. Adnan claims the ball and straight away into contact. That's why you expect from a big lock forward. Knock on advantage. Here's Dilshan once again. Cuts inside. Good tackle coming in by his opposite number. Royal still with possession. Falil sending it to Nandika. Using all their forwards again. Royal conceding another penalty. Abdullah. So Zahira doing quite well in that breakdown, but not the lineouts.
Yes, again, Royal just isolating themselves. I don't know whether they got their communication right today or whether they're just sitting on their heels a bit, because that's not the first time they have isolated a forward in this game, and it's generally something that doesn't happen very often. And to Zahira's credit, I think they have pounced on every given opportunity. Otherwise, the score would be much higher actually at this stage.
And here's Buso to put the kick into touch. And all the try of the week. All you can do is log into your number one sports sub every Wednesday. And you can also log into our website and you can watch, vote and comment of the tries of this second round first week. And this time a much better line out using the second option, second man rather, and Zahira trying to give the Royal medicine where Royal still did not use in this game for the last quarter or so. It was not needed for them. Royal, another penalty advantage coming in favor of Zahira. Much better rugby this time. Here's the fly off, sending it outside again to Sharil. We can go by the scrum half Iqbal. Too many numbers in the breakdown. Zahira don't have much of a option outside, not many numbers. Playing that forward play, still playing advantage though. Another pick and go by Shamim. The lucid pop. Here's a chance, breaks through, and he can't be isolated. Not sure whether it was a double movement, but referee allowed it play on. Here's a big prop forward once again, Zahira. 5 meters shot. Can they come with a score? Here's Iqbal sending it to the big man, big number 12. That's Sharik. And can they score a try? And the try being scored by Shamim Hassan. In fact, Shamim Nazar. So, after conceding 3 tries early on, Zahira hit back with their first try rather.
Yes, wonderful patience shown by Zahira. They did not try and overdo things. They realized that they have to just penetrate on the fringes. Wonderful patience, good composure shown by Zahira, and they get themselves on the scoreboard. So it couldn't have happened sooner for Zahira because Royal seemed to have been running away with this game. But Zahira managing to strike back pretty quickly and retaliated with another wonderful score. So it's 19 points to 5 with the conversion to come. And I think that will just calm the Zahira nerves down a bit, if at all, Sabir, more than anything.
Yeah, finally a deserved try after having conceded 3 tries. Buso with the conversion. Looks like there was an early charge. Referee having a word with his assistant referee. Will it be a retake? Here's that replay of the try. And the pick and go, using some forwards power play. And the lucid prop forward Shamim scoring that try. And it looks like there's an injury in that deadline area, one of the Royal players, not sure who it is. All good, says referee Arna Shanta. Here's the restart. Janid Dilshan kicks it deep inside the 22, and Iqbal, the scrum half, makes a fumble, and Buso kicks into touch. This is where Royal loves to play their rugby, Abdullah.
Yes, Royal too have been not as clinical as they would like to be so far in this game. They have isolated themselves, sometimes going into contact. Their line-out has not been as sharp as it should be and as it normally is. But a great attacking opportunity, Sabir, as you said. If they can get some good position from this situation, I think a driving maul is on the cards.
Here we go. Chamud Kavindu with the throw-in. Here comes their first driving maul in this game. And Zahira sacking well, not allowing Royal to go forward. One says referee Priya Suranga. A much better defensive work, but Zahira coming on side, says the referee. So Royal playing with advantage. Here's Kavinder sending it to Tulay Hassan, who scored the first try. Hassan runs laterally. He could have given it out to Dilshan. And that's some good defensive work by Zahira. Royal sending out wide once again. They were driven back from 5-meter mark to 22. Good defense, Zahira, in that red zone. I'm not sure whether referee is still playing that advantage. Here's the opportunity and Adnan just fumbles. And there's a new advantage apparently. Zahira 3/4 playing offside. What would be the decision be? Tap and run. Mubin Falil, the halfback, giving it to the danger man, Himanta Hirushan. Royal loves to play that face play, switching directions right and left. And they have all the numbers into their shorter side. They have the wing three out wide. A nice inside pass to Malisha Pereira. And here's a chance now. Dilshan. He's been tackled well. And that's a tackle. I'm not sure whether he was held. But it's a bonus point try for Royal College. Mubin Falil, the halfback, who scored that try.
Yes, again, Royal showing good patience on that occasion. Not as clinical as they would have liked, but I think they are now little by little just wearing the Zahira team down. You can see some of the Zahiran players, hands on knees, taking the big breaths. I think this is going to take a bit of a toll on them, this defensive effort, but they have thrown everything at this Royal team. But Royal, with their experience and probably a bit more class, showing their ability to just withstand whatever is thrown at them and just keep on accumulating the points.
And this time the kick is not successful by Malisha Pereira. Scored a try and 2 conversion for his name. And that's the replay. And looking at Zahira's body language, they're taking some time. $24 points to 5. Royal already claimed that bonus point. Minhaj to take the restart. And he too sends it straight away to the Royals flanker, Samarasekara. Looks like the line out is going to be in favor of the home team. fact, a scrum that came from Zahira hand, so it's a first knock on. 5 minutes for the first half, according to our clock. And Royal already in a commanding lead as expected. Falil the scrum off to feed the scrum. Scrum looks nice and steady. Falil sends it out wide to Kavinder. And here's Dilshan. Breaks and giving it to Malaysia. And it was collected by Pasinda Fernando in that far left corner. Here's Kalinda once again. Good work using Hirushan. In that center field, Adan coming into attack. Scrum of Falil marshalling his forwards and the backs quite nicely. Indore Bimsar going into contact. And another penalty. Looks like it's going to be in favor of Royal. It's against the Zahira skipper. Maybe trying to kill the ball from the breakdown.
Yes, Zahira definitely doing very well to slow the ball down as much as possible against this Royal team. They've been successful on many occasions, but on that occasion, I think referee just adjudicating that the ruck had already been formed. Royal opting to take a quick tap and go forward. See how quickly they can recycle this ball.
Here's Dilshan once again. Giving it to the wing three, Yasser Rashmika. And that's probably the very first mistake. And you have to play for the whistle. It's still play on. Zahira playing advantage. And scrum of Iqbal puts that box kick. Himanta Irushan made the very first mistake with that knock on. Very unlikely. Here's Rashmika once again with lovely steps. Cutting in and out. And look at the Royal numbers for that support play. Khalil sending out once again. Dilshan cuts inside. And a lovely offload. Again using that short side, Royal. Giving it to Kavin Samarasekara. Again, Himanta Irushan, pick and go. Just outside the 22. Here's Kalinda to Tuleb Hassan. Malisha Madhumewan going into contact as Tuleb missed the first touch, and that's a lovely pass. Playing advantage. Zahira on the counter now. Here's Iqbal giving it to his big man, the number 3. Amjad. Zahira waiting for their halfback. Another pick and go. Not sure they were trying to kick and gain the territorial advantage, but you will lose possession unless you win the kick. And sends it out deep to Buso. Buso puts the kick. He can't kick out on the full because it was taken outside the 22. Malisha Pereira sending it to Fadil Adan. In fact, passing to Fernando. And he beats 1-2 and he gets onto the tackle, and lovely offload to Malisha Madhumewan. And Tuleb Hassan is over the line for the second try. And it all looks too easy for Royal College.
Yes, Royal on that occasion showing their back line prowess. So some wonderful speed by the backs, the back three combining extremely well to penetrate that chase by the Zahirian defense, and the final pass going to Tuleb Hassan, who just powered his way over for another score. So Royal just keep on accumulating those points, pinning Zahira back in their own half, And Zahira just don't seem to have any answers whenever it's an open situation. They seem to be very comfortable whenever there is a breakdown, but out wide, I think Royal just possessing a bit too much speed for this Zahira backline.
Absolutely, indeed. And we can see a change of kicker. In fact, it's Malaysia. And what a lovely kick. Take a bow, son. And that's the third conversion he made out of 6. He made the hard one looks easy, Abdullah, and not the easy ones. Just outside the 22, straight on.
Yes, I think the first few kicks, it was not easy kicks by any stretch, but he seemed to be very tuned on. But I think the next couple of kicks, he just took his eye off the ball. As we have a look at that replay once again, some wonderful offloads in the tackles, and Tuleb Hassan, the fortunate recipient at the end to just go over.
So that's the halftime, says the referee. So Royal playing as expected, and Zahira had some momentum in the first few minutes of the play, and some mistakes cost them, giving early 3 tries for Royal. They were good at the breakdown. They almost stolen 4 breakdown penalties. So it's 31 points to 5 in favor of the home team. And what would be the messages from the coaches, Abdullah?
Yes, I think from Royal's point of view, I think Dushante will probably be telling the boys just to try and neaten up a few loose ends, probably to ensure that they have enough players while going into the breakdown, when going into contact. That's an area where Zahira have been very good in that first half. They managed to turn over possession at least on 3 occasions, which is not something that happens to a Royal side very often, especially this season. So probably ensure, just probably reiterate to them the importance of following the ball carrier, especially when going into contact. From Zahira's point of view, I think they just need to get their line-out calls correct. I think it's an area which has let them down in this game pretty badly. They have been good, as we mentioned, at the breakdown, but whenever they have possession, they've just got to ensure that they do keep it. They have turned possession a bit too easily. Whenever they have done that, I think Royal have been there to capitalize.
Here's the highlights. That's how the first try came from Tuleb Hassan in that far left corner, where he finished just before the halftime. And this is a kick we were talking about, Malaysia Pereira. Beautiful conversion. And then Himanta Hirushan breaking free, the shorter side. Such a strong lad he is. And Royal sending out wide. Here's Janit Dilshan, not playing selfish, giving it to Malaysia Pereira to score that try. And then Zahira had the momentum, playing faces after faces to score that try, and it was not converted. And the third try came so easy for the scrum of Mubin Falil. And just before the half-time, Tuleb Hassan scored his second try. 31 points to 5. And how about this for a conversion? So it's 31 points to 5. We'll take a quick commercial break and we'll be back with the second half action from Royal Sports Complex.
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම සනසුම දෙන නම එය සිංහ නම නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
ඒ සිංහ නම
මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිඟ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Some see a myriad of possibilities ready to break out in glory. The choice of every Sri Lankan. No limit.
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සුරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසයි ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සුරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් ඒ වගේම ඉස්සුරි වලින් නිදහස් ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සුරි zero කරයි ලෝවාංක 1 මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
පවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
ඒ සිංහ නම
මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිඟ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
energetic and daring. Some see the world in vibrant shades. The choice of every Sri Lankan. No limit.
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සුරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසයි ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සුරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් ඒ වගේම ඉස්සුරි වලින් නිදහස් ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සුරි zero කරයි ලෝවාංක 1 මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ
in a bit as Royal get in to feed this scrum. It's an interesting formation. Lehan and Tuleb are very flat. Janindu is forms on slightly staggered basis. Looks like there could be a move from the 122 that comes up.
Siat is a regular starter for Royal, coming off the bench. Still we didn't see the skipper, Sabit Feroz, in action. Falil giving it to the replacement, number 17, Dilshan Jaya. And Janil Dilshan runs lateral, draw and pass to the winger. Pumping his legs, passing to Fernando in the far corner. In fact, Rashmika playing at that right wing. Here's Falil once again, sending it to Gunaratna. Gunaratna sending out wide. And Risit Fernando with an inside pass. Royal marching forward from their own 10 meter into the opposite 22. Here's another good chance coming in. That's a lovely set play from that breakdown. Dilshan breaks through the first defense and puts his offload. And Malisha Pereira turnover by Zahira. Referee says play on. Mohammad Iqbal puts it deep. No sweeper for Royal because they were in the attacking course. And big chase coming in by Buso. Play on, says the referee. That looks like a maul. No, it's still with in position with Royal. Here's Himant Hirushan, the danger. Few injury blows on the ground, and Gunaratna should have given it at the first attempt. Trying to put a little dummy. Good thing is Royal still have the position. Big replacement prop Dilshan into contact straight away, but he was well tackled at the same time. Gunaratna with a crossfield kick. And the referee wants to stop play because there was a player down. Right decision?
Yes, absolutely. Player safety is always of paramount importance. But again, Royal just on the attack, on the verge of crossing the line, and Zahira again pulling another turnover from the breakdown. They have been excellent in that area today. Sabir, that's about the 5th turnover. Royal again lacking support players at the breakdown. And I think that's one of the main reasons why we find the score, at least at this stage. If not, it could have been much more.
So this will be a Royal scrum?
That's right. It'll be a Royal scrum because the position was with Royal. And Royal yet to get on the scoreboard in this second half. Zahira have hung in there with some valiant defense. Haven't let Royal run all over the place. To their credit, the defense has stood relatively firm. It's a good chance for Royal to just try and experiment with some of the three-quarter moves, which I'm sure they'll want to execute in the remaining games. Just like to see them taking a bit more of a direct route rather than going lateral or just going wide a bit too early. Using centers like Tuleb and Janidu to just hit those 12 and 13 channels. Ask direct questions from this Zahira defense.
Here we go, all set. After that short break, as Falil puts the feed, and Royal attacking in that shorter side. Rashmika cuts inside, wait for his arrival numbers. Falil once again giving it to Pereira. Here's Falil. Gunaratna with a lovely pass. Royal has the advantage. Looks like Zahira backs again playing offside. Here's Gunaratna once again. That's a good run by Janid Dilshan. And it's a turnover, but referee will come for initial offside advantage.
Yes, decision time for Royal. I'm fairly sure they'll decide to go to the corner. Janindu will look to try and get it as closer to the Zahira goal line as possible, and they try and launch another attack. So look, there looks like just inside the 22. Royal haven't exactly been able to employ their rolling maul with much effect today. I think bit of credit to Zahira as well. I think they've stood tall in that area. Probably Coach Shamli Nawaz has worked on that driving maul defense as well.
He just came from the Hurricanes after that coaching stint. I'm sure he would have learnt one or two things. But certainly Zahira won that breakdown battle today, Abdullah, which is good to see. And Royal lost line out, stolen by Zahira. Play on, says referee Buso. Giving to Sharik, the big centre. And, that's a late charge by Hirushan. And here's the fullback Malisha Pereira. He's also strong. He can also kick from the deep. Royal on the attack as Dilshan goes forward to contact. Falil sending out wide once again. Another advantage. Looks like Zahira Sharik is offside. Royal switches direction. Here's Himantha Hirushan. Should have given to his left and then support, but it doesn't matter as they still had that advantage.
Yes, Zahira rushing a bit over eager to get into the Royal attack defensively. That's just the second time he's been penalized in a short space of time, so I think the referee will definitely issue a warning and probably say that the next time that happens, Zahira would be down to 14 players. Zahira showing a lot of pluck in defense. It's not letting Royal run all over them, but Royal too have not helped their cause much. The line out has been a bit scrappy today. They haven't been as accurate as they normally do. It's generally a very, very strong area of Royal's game. It's an opportunity for them to make some amends from this line out. Let's see whether they're able to do it.
Yeah, they just couldn't execute last line out, pretty much in the same area.
So we're approaching the 10th minute of this second half, and Royal yet haven't been able to get any points on the board.
This time Royal winning the line out. Here comes their main weapon. And Zahira doing well to put Royal into touch. So that's an excellent job. You can see from the fans.
Yes, really good work. They just shut Royal right down, did not give them a chance to get some momentum. It's when that happens that it's very, very hard to stop. And they managed to use that touchline to good effect and just bundle them out. So some really good work by Zahira. Royal, on the other hand, will be disappointed with that effort. And now they've got an opportunity to clear their lines. They're penalizing that Royal close the line-out gap. So a chance for Zahira to get out of this half and try and just spend some time in the Royal half and ask questions.
So it's going to be a scrum again inside the 22.
Interesting call, Sabir. It was a free kick. It would have been a better option would have been to try and clear their lines. But looks like they have opted for a scrum. Be interesting to see what they come up with this.
Absolutely interesting decision indeed. We'll see how it goes. Royal will try to fight this. Try to win the ball back. And it was not straight, says the referee. Few advice for the front rowers. You have to be steady and square in the scrum. Here's Iqbal with the scrum. Mohammeddin, the skipper, at the back of the scrum. Once again, he's struggling to get that ball. So much pressure. And in the meantime, it's 21 points to 7 in favor of St. Peter's College back in Pallekele at the 57th minute. And by the looks of things, it's going to be a Royal versus St. Peter's decider. Abdullah, your thoughts?
Well, there's a lot of rugby to be played as yet. I'm sure St. Joseph's will have something to say about that as well. It's a big traditional encounter for those two schools. So I'm sure they will that will also be another key fixture. But yes, definitely St. Peter's looking very, very good as well.
So finally, Zahira get that territorial advantage after that mockery in that scrum. Nafis the man in charge with the throw-in. Looks like a replacement gonna come in for Zahira. That's number 18 is off. Shalik. £31 to 5 in favor of the defending champions. And the big centre, we didn't see much of him today. And the lucid prop forward going into contact, that's Amjad. Here's the skipper, Mohammad Dean. Good defense by Royal. Here's Iqbal. Good step by the Zahira flanker. In fact, Zahira's number 2, that's Shamim. Once again sending out to the bigger Amjad, the prop forward. So Zahira, referee says play on. Waiting for a penalty advantage, but all done legally. Here's Iqbal once again. So Amjad doing quite a lot of workload for the last 3 or 4 minutes. That's a poor pass, but Zahira still with possession, entering that 22, the red zone for the first time in the second half. Royal not committing too many numbers in that defense. And this time conceding the penalty, ruck was formed.
It's very good passage of play by Zahira. Just controlling possession, not panicking, not trying to force the issue. They're just continuously pegging away at this Royal defense and eventually managing to get the penalty. Now they decided to go for touch, so that will be 5 meters out. Now it's just important that they try and get some clean line out ball, which they've so far struggled to do, and if they can do that, they can try driving maul, which will definitely test the Royal from just 5 meters out.
That's right, Abdullah. As you mentioned, Zahira did try that last year. They did quite decently in that driving maul. And we'll see. And the line out was not successful under pressure, so it's going to be a Royal ball. So the basics.
Yes, Royal has been very good at spoiling the Zahira line out, especially at number 2. I think Zahira will have to look at a different option, maybe trying to go at 4, even back at number 6 if they can, because so far Royal just seem to have the measure at the front of the line out.
Yeah, that's right. Follow us on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And do come and see all the updates, latest news on your number 1 sports hub, www.ThePapare.com. And Royal with the 5 meter scrum. Falil giving it to the winger, Fernando. Thulay Bhasan into contact. Another good break by the big centre, who already scored a couple of tries this game. Here's Gunnar Ratna giving it to Mali Shapira, puts the kick into the open space and the chase is coming. Is that a knock on? Yes, it's a knock on. Playing advantage in favor of Royal. Busso trying it hard as he go to the ground, but there was a slight knock on. It was spotted by the assistant referee. So still 31 points to 5, Abdullah. Scoreboard is not moving.
Yes, credit to Zahira. We'd probably expect a second half onslaught, but I think coupled with some good stodgy defense by Zahira as well, there's a bit of a lackluster attitude amongst the Royalists. They haven't been as clinical as they would like to be. just need to try and, I guess, get those Rugby blues out of the way. A lot of celebrations probably over the last week, but just need to settle up because they do know that there'll be some much tougher challenges ahead. And just the momentum is such a big thing going into this second round. They will need to just try and finish this second half well.
And here's Gunaratna running and finding that hole, sending it to Dilshan. Dilshan made some yards, almost 6 to 7 meters. Gunaratna once again with a long pass. Here's a chance as we speak. Good tackle in the far corner on passing to Fernando. In fact, Rashmika, the right wing. Royal still with position. Gunaratna sending out to Tule Basan. Tule Basan to the Himanta Hirushan. The prop forward, the mobile prop forward. Gunaratna off to run by himself. Royal support is there. Malisha Madhumewan picks and go. Good defense once again by Zahira. They need to be a little bit more patient. Falil option, Hirushan, too easy. Try time for Royal. Himanta Hirushan, the prop forward.
Yes, much better by Royal on that occasion. Decided to go take the direct route. Wonderful inside pass by Lehan, finding Hirushan, who's coming in that wonderful angle, and with his strength, very hard to stop from that kind of distance. So I think that will make Royal feel much better. The first score in this second half, and they'll extend their lead to 36 points. The Royal crowd seems to have got its voice again. It was the game just seemed to be meandering along without anything significant happening, but Royal finally managing to break that deadlock. And I think they'll just need to try and get some momentum going in this second half, because they haven't been pushed in terms of the scoreboard, but Zahira has definitely offered quite a bit of resistance so far in this game. Malaysia's conversion goes wide, so the score line will remain at 36 points to 5.
We still have plenty of minutes remaining in this second half. And here's that try. Pick and go, pick and go. And then all of a sudden, Gunaratna with an inside pass to Himanta Hirushan. It's a well-deserved try for him. Taking some time as Zahira walked to the center field. And it's going to be Sharik who's going to take the kickoff or the restart. He's got a big left boot. He's sending it to the most dangerous guy on the park, Janu Dilshan, as he gives it to Gunaratna. Adan going into contact. Royal in no such a hurry. Gunaratna trying to go to that 10 and 12 channel. He's been brought down. Chamod Kavindu getting into action. Catch and pass, simple basic, trying to gain momentum slowly and steadily, inch by inch, meter by meter forward. Gunaratna once again sending out wide. Here's the danger. Dilshan just could not execute his offload. Zahira with the knock-on advantage. It's going to be a scrum just outside the 10-meter mark.
Yes, they definitely have marked Janindu very well. He's got a few opportunities to try and make some inroads into that Zahira defense on the outer flanks. But I think the Zahira defense has shut him down very well, and it's just that when he does that and he gets a bit of momentum and a bit of space, he's very hard to stop. But Zahira have done extremely well to just shut him out throughout this game and have managed to keep him really quiet.
Spot on with that. I'm not sure whether Janindu is very capable with his left foot stepping or the right foot stepping. I don't know what is his first choice. He is capable of both the sides, both the steps. Something like Anirudh the Vilvara who used to do. Here's Iqbal sending it to Sharik. That's not a good pop pass. Zahira into the back foot. Almost a turnover. In fact, it is a turnover. Brilliant stuff by Royal. Falil sending out to Gururatna. Gururatna to Dilshan. Dilshan steps. Dilshan opting to go by himself. And Falil sending it to shorter side once again. Royal don't have the numbers. Falil once again. Good pass by the prop forward. In fact, the replacement prop Dilshan. And conceding a penalty. Again a breakdown penalty. It's the 5th time Zahira winning that breakdown battle. 4 in the first half, if I'm not mistaken, Abdullah.
Yes, they're just so very good at just pouncing on that opportunity. It's an area which seems to have been focused on a lot, and the Royal now have been given a yellow card. It's interesting to see who that may be. It's Fadil Adan, is it? Nonetheless, Royal will be down to 14 players for the next 10 minutes. An opportunity for Zahira to capitalize on, but again, some wonderful work at the breakdown is what's just kept this scoreboard from mounting beyond control for Zahira.
I think it's Devin Aditya who got that yellow card. Anyway, Zahira have the numerical advantage for the next 10 minutes. Can they score another 1 or 2 tries? But they are still, for the time being, inside their own den. They're still struggling to put that exit plan. Knock on, says referee. Zahira still playing advantage. So it's going to be a scrum. Sharik with his long left boot, Abdullah. Sometimes it's all about the matter of fact, the execution is not there.
Yeah, but on that occasion, he just managed to get the enough height for his chasers to put pressure on the Royal back three, and that's just what you want. Sometimes the kick that goes very deep may not be as effective because the defensive team have time to launch a counter attack. But when you get height, you give your own runners, the chasers, an opportunity to try and put pressure, number one, and even an opportunity to try and retrieve possession. And on that occasion, Zahira were good enough to enforce the error from Royal, and we'll get a scrum to take on from there.
Wow. In the meantime, back in Pallekele, it's 28 points to 21 in favor of Trinity Lions. In favor of St. Peter's, rather. It was 21 points to 7 a few minutes ago. And Trinity hit back with a couple of tries, and they are playing the last, in fact, last 2 minutes remaining. St. Peter's leading 28-21, and back here at Royal Complex, the scrum is not steady. Referee Priya Suranga just giving some word of instructions once again. And that's a good break in the shorter side. Iqbal, and that's a knock on by Amjad. That's a terrible mistake, giving the situation and position and the numerical advantage, Abdullah.
Yes, it's just those kind of unforced errors that Zahira can afford. They've got the extra man, they've got to make that count. Do them a lot of confidence if they can get into double digits in this game. But I think so far they have defensively done admirably well against a far physically superior Royal team. Royal, on the other hand, will just want to try and finish this game with a bit of a flourish. Second half, they've just managed to cross the Zahira line on one occasion.
Again, Royal using that short side. Rashmika conceding another penalty. So Zahira winning the battle at that breakdown yet again. Looks like they're timing that tackle and the assistant coming on tackle assist who's involving there. But if you look at referee Priyasuranga, you're doing it third time coming sideways maybe. Malisha Madhumewan, the acting skipper for today's game, because Sabit Feroz is sitting in the bench. He was rested by coach Dushant Levke.
So another good attacking opportunity for Zahira. I think they've got to make this count. Deciding to go to the line out, despite it not functioning at all well. I think Adahan has been a major thorn in Zahira's side today with his good spoiling work defensively.
Nafiz with the throw once again. Zahira. Lost position. Here's Hirushan. Look at the power by the prop forward. And that's a penalty infringement. And also yellow card coming out. This time, not sure. It looks like the skipper, Mohammad Dean, the number 8, has to go to the sin bin. So in terms of numbers, it's equal into 14, and in the meantime St. Peter's winning 28 points to 21 back in Pallekele over 20 Lions. And Dilshan to put the kick into touch, and he finds touch. And we are playing into the 74th minute, just over 6 minutes remaining.
Yes, Royal, I'm sure will try and launch another driving maul. It's something that just hasn't clicked for them today. Just sense that Royal just haven't been on top of their game today. It's slightly understandable considering it's been a big couple of weeks for them over the Bradby Shield and all that. But I think nonetheless cannot take much away from Zahira as well. I think they've put their bodies on the line. They have been brilliant in the breakdown. They managed to cause quite a few turnovers, and I've asked a lot of questions from Royal at breakdown time. It's just that when they've had their opportunities, they just haven't been in a position to take them.
Few more changes coming for both the teams. Adan, of course, played a great game, including the acting skipper Madhumewan. Some front row changes for Zahira as well. Also the halfback. Here's the line out, and it's not straight after all. So Zahira will have position just outside the 22. They need to do something to give some momentum. Next week they will take on St. Joseph's. That's going to be another big test. St. Joseph's winning yesterday's encounter over Wesley College. At one point Wesley was leading 16 points to 14. And then in the last 10 minutes, St. Joseph's finishing it as worthy winners with 26 points to 16. Scrum on the 22. Here's the replacement halfback, giving it to Buzo. Buzo opting to run by himself. He's isolated. He's been tackled but not held, says the referee. So he had the option to go again. And that's another knock on. It's a cardinal error inside the jail, giving away position. And the scrum half, if you are sending it to your forward, it has to be the the pace of the pass was just speed. I don't know how to describe that, Abdullah, for a prop forward.
Yes, I think the first blunder was the pass from the scrum half to the fly half. I think that was, I don't think Abuso was positioned well enough to clear that. So Royal also charging him and putting pressure, just deciding that he had to cut in and set up again. Just a bit of lack of composure by Zahirans on that occasion, and added with the pressure applied by Royal, just resulting in that turnover.
Here's Falil giving it away. Royal, can they score the second try in this second half? So far, they have scored only 5 points in this second half. Zahira, once again, some valiant effort in terms of their defensive work. Royal trying to find that option to score another offload. It was turnover this time taken by Buso. And that's another knock on, but playing advantage, lucky enough for Zahira College. Clearly Royal playing offside. Minnad Samsudin to take the kick into touch. In fact, he's giving it to Buso, who's playing at fullback. And that's a poor kick by Buso. Here's a golden opportunity for Royal once again. Abdullah, we were talking about the footballing skills of Zahira College, but looking at today's kicking performance, something is not acceptable in terms of playing in the A division.
Yes, well, you're talking about their football performance and the kicking performance, but what has been outstanding is their poaching today, Shabir, at the breakdown. Again, another turnover. They've just been brilliant in that area, and they've just outplayed Royal really at the breakdown today.
Certainly, there are pros and cons to take out of this game to prepare for the next game. But Royal, on the other hand, I'm sure they didn't start with their first team. Few changes coming in, including the captain. Can Royal score one more try? Gunaratna giving it to Siat. Pumping his legs and pouncing through, making few yards. Lovely work by the Royal player. Falil once again giving it to Dilshan, the replacement tight head prop. Falil again to Malaysia, and Tule Basan, can he go all the way for his hat-trick? And Tule Basan will score his hat-trick. And he waited all this time. Good work.
Yes, again, Zahira defense eventually wilting. It had to happen because Royal were continually applying pressure, and just when you're constantly on the back foot like that, Sabir, it's very, very hard to defend. And Tuleb identifying the gap, and from that kind of distance, once he gets a bit of momentum, he's a very hard person to stop. So Royal have extended their lead further. It's just the second try though in this second half, and Royal will be pleased that they managed to get another score on the board today.
We also have to look at the player of the match, Abdullah. Some fine performance for Royal. Who do you think your player of the match?
Yes, well, I think there were some good performances today, but I think Malaysia coming in at fullback has done reasonably well at the back of the line out, at the last line of defense rather, as we have a look at Dulan taking this conversion. And the conversion goes astray. So that's the final whistle. Royal eventually ending up winners, 41 points to 5. It's a scoreline that, well, they'll be pleased with the win. Probably they'll need to have a look at this performance once again. And just coming back to our topic of the man of the match, I think the usual suspects like Hirushan and Malaysia were very good for Royal at the front of the line out, and the backside. think Malisha and Tuleb were also good. But probably for his outstanding work at line-out time, I'd probably have to go to Fadil Adhan. I thought he was very good at line-out time. He managed to spoil quite a bit of Zahira's ball at the line-out. And I think his play in the loose also was very, very good. So probably today's man of the match would be Fadil Adhan.
So 41 points to 5 in favor of the home team and the defending champions, and this is how it all came. And Tuleb Hassan scoring the first try early on in the day in that left corner. And Malisha Pereira, who started at fullback, made some pitch of conversion. Here's Himanta Hirushan. Such a mobile lad he is, and this is how the next try came in. Janid Lushan not playing selfish, giving it to Malisha Pereira. And Zahira's one and only try came after Royal scoring 3 tries. And then Royal again too easy this time. The scrum of Mushin, in fact Mubin Falil. And it's a lovely break by Rashmika, offloaded to Tuleb Hassan, scored his second try. Another pitch of a conversion by Malisha Pereira. And Royal, always danger in the opposite 22, pick and go. Gunaratna with the inside pass to Himanta Hirushan, a well-deserved try in that second half, and the final try came from Tuleb Hassan to complete his hat-trick. So the full-time score 41 points to 5 in favor of the home team. And Royal will play next week against the Double Blues Wesley, and it might be at CNFC grounds. And here's the breakdown of the stats: 7 tries to 1 and 31 points to 5 in the half time, and not too much in the second half, as we discussed, Abdullah, and you decided Fadil Adhan as the player of the match. And your final thoughts?
Yes, so from Royal's point of view, I think they will be slightly disappointed with their performance. They were probably not at their robust best, but it's kind of expected. As we mentioned previously during commentary, it was a very high octane games against Trinity back-to-back. So they probably have to come back down to earth a bit. So they just managed, they'll be pretty happy that they managed to get the job done, and job done convincingly. But with the challenges ahead, they will need to up their performance, and I'm sure the coaching staff will sit them down after this, regroup and try and regather their thoughts, regather their strategies, just get that conditioning going again, and prepare themselves for the battles ahead. From Zahira's point of view, I think they can be very happy with their performance today. I think everyone thought that it would be a one-way traffic, or rather the scoreline would be much bigger than what it was. I think they could have even posed a bit more problems if they had been a bit more efficient at line-out time. But their work at the breakdown today was very, very good, and that's not something which Royal will take down lightly. They managed to at least get about 6 turnovers today, and also some of them were just situations where they were very close to the try line. So I think overall Zahira can be very pleased with their performance. They can take quite a bit from this performance going into their remaining games as well. And I'm sure Coach Nawaz and his backroom staff will also be reiterating those same points to them as well.
Hope your points will be taken. And we have Kingswood versus Isipatana. We are bringing you live from Nitwala grounds tomorrow 4 p.m. And also the next week fixtures: Kingswood versus St. Peter's on the 18th May, Royal versus Wesley, and St. Joseph's will take on Zahira. That's at Maradana, and Trinity versus Isipatana from Havelock Park. All 4 games we are bringing you live next week. And also do join us next week for all our segments. The Rugby PTA every Tuesday 6:30 p.m. and We also have the breakdown every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Shana Kamarasinghe will bring you ins and out of the Single Schools Rugby League, and also Try of the Week every Wednesday. Log into your number one sports sub www.thepapare.com at 5 p.m. for the Try of the Week. So that's all we have from Royal Complex, and myself Sabir Kader signing off along with Abdullah, Yusuf, Shayan and the rest of the technical crew.
සතුට බෙදන නම ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම සැනසුම දෙන නම එය සිංහ නම මිහිර මවන නම අවස නිවන නම
මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Some see a myriad of possibilities ready to break out in glory. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත්. ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසයි. ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ්. ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස්. ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි. ලෝවාංක 1 මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
සතුට බෙදන නම ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම සැනසුම දෙන නම එය සිංහ නම නිවන නම සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම ඒ සිංහ නම
මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Energetic and daring, some see the world in vibrant shades. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත්. ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසයි. ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ්. ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස්. ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි. ලෝවාංක 1 මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ.